Hello lovely sewing friends, I hope you guys are doing well and welcome back to my sewing studio. So you might have already noticed this is a dress that you may have not have seen before, and there is a very good reason I'm wearing it. So today's video I want to talk to you guys. Oh, I got a haircut as well, isn't that sweet? I don't know whether I mentioned that in the last episode, but we are just getting all fresh for summer. I switched over my summer and winter wardrobe this weekend, so I'm getting out all my old summer clothes and putting all my winter ones away, which is such a relief because it is gorgeous weather here in Melbourne at the moment, so I'm trying to make the best of it. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about what to sew versus what to buy, because if you're here, hi, my name's Annie. I teach people how to sew and do sewing patterns, and it's all lovely, but I'm your sewing friend. So we're just gonna sit and we're just gonna talk about a bunch of different things, all sewing, and maybe a whale or two if you're lucky. I've done very good progress on my whales since last seeing you guys. So I want to talk to you guys about like when you should sew something versus buying something, because like I've been sewing for 20 years now and I still buy clothes. Like, just because I can sew doesn't mean I should sew everything. For example, you wouldn't ask a chef who works in a restaurant to cook at home every single meal as well. It's just, yes, we like sewing, but we don't have to sew everything. So I think there's like a couple of main points I want to go over, and we can like, flit in between them. So the one main one is I don't like to sew boring stuff. When there was the whole pandemic and whatnot, everyone was asking me to sewing face masks. And yes, I can sew them, but I don't enjoy sewing them, And if it is not something you enjoy sewing, and you use sewing as a hobby, you don't have to sew everything, right? So if you need like a bunch of white t-shirts, by all means go out and buy them. You don't have to sew everything. And with that is skill level and time. Because if you don't enjoy sewing that thing, it's going to cost you significantly more than buying it. And you also don't have the time to do it. Then by all means go and buy it. Like one of the things that a lot of people ask me, like whenever I say like, oh, learn to sew your own clothes and learn to, repair what you have, which is also another great way to learn how to sew, and keep your garments lasting longer if you have bought or made them, is I get a lot of people asking me like, do you enjoy sewing things for other people? And yes, I enjoy sewing things for other people, but it's not my like main thing that I sew for. I sew for myself. I really enjoy sewing in my sewing studio here, and I love making things and doing things in my studio. And that's where the joy is. It's in the doing as well as the like end product. So if you enjoy making it and you enjoy wearing it, by all means make it. But if you don't enjoy making it and it's going to cost you a lot more, by all means go and buy it. For example, so up until a couple of years ago, I used to always go and buy a coat if I needed a coat. Got some very good examples here. So I once saw this coat and it was beautiful, but it was $500, and I was like, absolutely not. I'm not justifying $500 for a coat. It was polyester and wool, and I was just like, absolutely not. I'm not justifying that. And it was unlined. But then I found this beautiful fabric, and then I lined that fabric into that coat, and that coat is this one here. And like this coat is like so well known to people who have been with me for a while. But I did this through just like pattern drafting, and like, so I did this all myself. All the lining is me. But I bought the coat because I'm not good at coats, but I was good at lining, so I could do the lining and it was great. Also, I bought this fabric 5 years before making it in with the coat because I saw that fabric and I was like, oh my God, that's absolutely beautiful. Still think it's beautiful. And I really knew it was meant to be something beautiful and amazing. And so I held on to it. And then during the lockdowns, I made it up into this lining and it's beautiful. Never would have had it any other way. Compared to, I think that I have like a few coats that I've now made because I've been sewing for so long. But if I was a beginner, I wouldn't attempt a coat. I would more likely do something a little bit more within my skill set and go out and buy a coat instead. Things like, there are some things that I'm just like, cannot be bothered sewing because of skill level, and also the equipment and different kind of elements that I need to do it correctly. So for example, a raincoat, I would not try and attempt without the proper equipment and the proper sewing techniques. And no jokes, the time and monetary investment that would go into making my own raincoat, and also keeping in mind I would make the pattern as well. So you're talking at least, I would say, like if I was to do like a couple of hours a week, I would say at least 6 to 8 weeks start to finish for a simple raincoat. Now take that into consideration when I could go out and buy one and it might cost me like $120, $150, and I've saved myself 8 weeks worth of work. But if I want something custom made, one of a kind, in the colors that I want, in the design that I want, in the size that I want, in the shape that I want, I would make it. So that's the sacrifice you have to make when sewing your own clothes, because you have to be flexible on time or money or energy that goes into something, because there's a reason these things are mass produced offshore mostly, and it's because they've got a system, they've got it down, they can pump them out really quickly. Whereas you're one of a kind, baby. You got you. And so that's why your stuff might take a little bit longer to make. It's because you're having all of these little tweaks and whatnots into your garment that are especially for you. So with that said, if I was to go and buy a raincoat, it may not be exactly what I want. It might just be what's within my budget and whatnot, which is great, but it wouldn't be exactly what I wanted. And that's where sewing comes in and is great. What else did I touch on? So this isn't within my general premise, but it came up today and this is why I'm wearing this dress. So let me explain. So about 6 to 7 years ago, I got this dress. I can't remember whether I was the one that bought it or my mum bought it and then gave it to me. I think my mum bought it and then gave it to me. But it's a beautiful dress. I love it. But the thing is, I actually don't wear it that much. Keeping in mind, I've also got the matching pants as well. So, and I also don't wear the matching pants because they're too tight just around the thighs, right? But because I can sew, I think I took off the waist tie that was with this dress, so it was the same fabric obviously, and I put it, let me see if I can grab these down in one go. No, I cannot. So this is again bought but then made my own, like the coat. So you can see here I put an extra, I think I just did such a good job, you can't see it. So I put like that extra little bit just in here to widen the legs, and it worked, but it didn't work how I wanted it to work, so I guess it didn't work. But I managed to widen the legs on this, but not enough. So I've had this dress in my wardrobe for 5 years unworn, and I think the time has come for it to get the snip. So I'm going to cut up this dress and make another top style that I wear all the time, always in summer, absolutely love it. And I can't get enough of that style. So I'm gonna remake it in this fabric because I love this fabric. And then I'm gonna use the extra fabric to fix these pants so I can wear these pants again. So that's just to show you, you can still buy things and then transform them into something that you absolutely love and have your own touch on. Because if I did not know how to sew, I would have thrown these pants away or given them away or whatever years ago, and I would have gotten rid of this top dress years ago. So that allows us to make things our own. Sewing is a life skill that we can then take something and tweak it to how we want it, which I think is such a beautiful thing. Like that's actually happened with a lot of my garments because I tend to keep the scrap fabric as well and then make it into something else. So for example, oh my gosh, we're just going around all of the things that I naturally have out at the moment. So I was fixing these pants the other day, and you may recognize this fabric because I love this fabric, and I've kept every single piece of scrap fabric I've ever had with this fabric, because exactly why I'm about to show you. So when I first made these pants, I did not have the foresight that I do now. And as one thick-thighed sewist to another out there at somewhere, I wear through the thighs, the inner thighs of my my garment very quickly. Not very quickly, but like quicker than I would like. So what I do is I reinforce it with a piece of fused fabric on the inside, right? So I did one piece. So I've had these for about 4 or 5 years. So they've held up. So I did this piece last year, I think it was, and then I've only just sewn on this other piece on the other thigh now. So I've kept the fabric scraps to then keep the life of the garment going longer. And that's just from doing these easy, quick patches. And like, you may think, oh, that's a bit, like a bit not flattering, but keep in mind, I love these pants. I wear them all the time during summer. And it's in between my thighs, like no one's looking. If anyone's looking that closely, I think we should be asking ourselves a different question. But you cannot see it. Like you might have I need to cut the threads and everything, but like you would have absolutely no idea. And I love these pants and I will wear these pants now. So there's that. Speaking of scrap fabric, I think it's whale time. So I'll show you the whales that I have worked on thus far, right? So I think last time we spoke, I had 2 whales done. So I had this one, which was a pet, like obviously they need to be stuffed. They're looking very malnourished at this point, but like you can see they're coming along. So that's, see, the thing with these whales is that I love making them. And once I'm on a roll making them, it's easy. But it's when I figure out I've accidentally cut, like this one here. I accidentally cut 2 left fins instead of a left and a right. So now I have to go back and recut and refuse and re-sew this one fin for that whale. But that whale was nearly done. So I've done all the rest of the work for that whale, but I just need to attach that fin. Anyway, so that's this one. Got that one there. Then we also saw this one as well. This one matches my pajamas. And then I've got this one here. Now you may recognize that fabric. It's this one. It's this one here. So that's that fabric. I actually wore that to the Melbourne Tennis Australian Open first time I ever went and saw the tennis played, and I went with my sister and her fiance. It was very fun. So I've now got a little whale to commemorate that. And I love how it's like, you know, the tennis ball, and like, it wasn't made especially for that occasion, but it's fun, you know? And then I've got this one here. This is also a pair of pajamas that I had. So these are kind of like my winter pajamas. So he's there. And he's made from a Liberty pajama, fleecy one, because I, you know, really nice and cozy for winter. And then this one here is a dress that I used to wear a lot during summer. I don't wear it nearly as much now. I think it's because I have so many other dresses I love to wear. So that's one. Yeah, he's lovely. This was actually the, I think this was like this, when I was working at the fabric store, this fabric I saw all the time, and I was like, that's really pretty, I should get some. That's really pretty, I should get some. And then like somebody bought like the last, like there was 5 meters left on the roll, and they bought like 2.5, and I was like, mine, like as soon as it's about to go, you get it quickly. And then and then I've got this whale, and this is the blue, this is another blue coating, but then look, he's got the Liberty belly. Oh, look how cute that is. And then it's on the fin as well. So it's on the belly, the fin, and the little flippers. So lots of whales are going on. Yeah, this was mainly just like a little catch up, little talk. I was actually just here to show off my haircut, guys. So just like, don't be jealous, and don't come for me if you see me trend setting everywhere now for Melbourne summer. But yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff to get on with for you guys. I've been wearing my summer skirt all the time at the moment. It's so gorgeous, especially with cowboy boots. It's so fun. And yeah, if you've enjoyed it this far, keep tuned for more whales, because I have quite a few on the ironing board ready to go. I love it because I can sew my whales here, and then I actually don't even have to get up. I just like move over to one side, and I can use my iron because it's to my right of my sewing machine. So it's super duper easy, and do not fret. All those little bits that I accidentally cut out are going to make another whale that's like made up of all the pieces I accidentally cut out, because I've cut quite a few out incorrectly. So I'm going to have like a mismatched whale. He's going to be called Wonky the whale, because this is Wilbur the whale. He's going to be called Wonky the whale. So on that note, if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe. But if you just like these videos and you enjoy them, cool. Okay, cool. Bye.